Hello viewers and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. We continue to take a look on what is happening in Africa, and we are going straight to the country called Malawi, where we are taking a look at the passing away of the Vice President of Malawi, Saulos Chilima. And this is very important for us because this is going to give us insight. What really happened to Saulos Chilima? Was he assassinated or it was just an accident? This is something very important for us to note at this point in time. But there are facts right here stated by Padare Enkundeni. There is a video which is going to prove that something behind must be investigated. So there is something which was asked, what was the 24-hour delay for? And they said that and their stupid silly drones for. These are two questions right here. Why is it that they had to delay for 24 hours? Why is it that they had to use drones when trying to locate the late Vice President Chilima's airplane? So this is very important. Let us start by playing this video so that you get to understand when we discuss these matters. It's very important for us to play the video first.
Apa. Gari moto unasafiri. We are moving closer to where the plane lake was. We're still moving. It's not a place far from the main road. I'm pleased to say that there are villages. It's surprising that it took more than 24 hours for the government of Malawi to be able to trace the location. It's suspicious because right there we have the tower, network tower. Suffice to say, the network in this area is just alright. No complaints. I hope. Yeah. So where I will zoom is where there is the plane wreck. Like there. It's where the wreck was. Surprisingly, the villages are just like there. Like there. We're still proceeding. The perimeter has been secured. Gentlemen, how far can we estimate the distance from the villages to the spot of the accident? Huh? Yes, sir. How many meters can you estimate? 50 meters, right? And it took the government of Malawi more than 24 hours to identify the place.
So this is it. This is the video right here which we played right there. And it's a clear indication that this place is very, very close to the village. So we need to gather the facts right there and try to see with a different eye. Was there foul play? Was he assassinated? Or this was just an accident? And you need to take a look onto very important issues. And maybe let us start with the points raised here. And okay, this is a request for a commission of inquiry. Yes, there is need for a commission of inquiry because SKC case is dropped amidst the revelation that some information requested from the MDF was indeed sensitive, which means there is a possibility that he requested something from the Malawi Defense Forces, which is believed to be very sensitive. And before that, SKC revealed the contents of the agreement between him and the president regarding the elections in 2025. This is point number 2. Point number 3, the president snaps the agreement by publicly announcing that if the party nominates him, he will honor the call. Number 4, SKC lawyer dies mysteriously. No arrests were made. Only autopsy, which is not enough in the view of Padare. And number 5, few days later, SKC is involved in an accident. The plane carrying the vice president crashes at 10:02 a.m. and official announcement only comes at 5:30 p.m. At 1200 midnight the following day, the president gives the first announcement and apparently lies. So is this midnight? I think it's midday. It was midday. So there are allegations that President Muluzi knew of the death of his former wife Chanel at 8 p.m. on the day of the inquiry. So this is what is happening. Other people believe that there was foul play there. Let us get to the facts. What are my thoughts? What do I think personally? When you take a look on the vice president of Malawi matter, number one, we have to understand that the plane disappeared on the radar at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. The plane disappears from the radar and is never contacted. Which means if they had to calculate, it never landed in Mzuzu, point number one. Mzuzu Traffic Air Control said you have to go back to Lilongwe, which means it's between Lilongwe and Mzuzu. The traffic tower in Lilongwe was supposed to ask Mzuzu what happened. Then Mzuzu will say, we have directed the plane back to Lilongwe. What was the response of the pilots? That is very important. The pilots probably agreed to return back to Lilongwe. What was the weather condition? The weather condition was bad. What time did you realize that the weather condition is bad at Mzuzu? Because this is a 45-minute flight. 45 minutes. There are lesser chances that the weather will rapidly change in 45 minutes to make it impossible for the plane to land in Mzuzu. So if you put these facts together, you would see that there is a possibility of foul play there. So between the time where the plane went missing and the first announcement at 5 p.m., it's 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 hours. Which means the first hour was supposed to be an hour of trying to determine what happened. And if the plane had just disappeared from the radar but was coming, they would have seen it arriving within an hour. But after an hour, the helicopter of the military was supposed to get airlifted, take the direction of Mzuzu and start to search. This was something which was supposed to happen. They were supposed to send information maybe through the radio to the communities around, the villages around, that there is a missing plane. If you have seen any missing any plane, mysterious plane happening, can you please report? If you take a look between the village and the hill where the accident happened, there is a great possibility that there are witnesses who saw this happening. There are witnesses who actually heard that there is something which happened. I can give you an example. There is a plane crash which happened in Zimbabwe in Mushandike area. That is around Mashava. The villagers ran to that place because they heard the impact of a plane. And they ran to that place and they found the wreckage there. Everybody perished in that plane accident, but the villagers heard the impact of the plane. There is nothing suggesting that the villagers didn't hear this plane. It was broad daylight after 9 a.m., which means everybody was going about their own businesses. You cannot say people didn't hear that there was a crash there. That is very important for people to note. And secondly, the road was well accessible, which means if they had put information to the people well in time to say there is a missing plane, can you help us locate it in these areas, they could have done it in time. Number two, the report says forests, which means it seems as if this area was abandoned or this area was a very, very deep forest where there is no accessibility. But it turns out that this is a place in Otogaravan, which a place where people are very, very, very close. The person who took the video or who shot the video could, from the point he was standing, could zoom onto the wreckage, could zoom onto the village. This gives us insight as to the proximity of these places. They were this place was very, very close. Very, very, very close. And this makes it very, very difficult for the people to say there was no foul play. It's very difficult to say there was no foul play there. If you take a look on the political dynamics in Malawi, elections in 2025, everything happening, there is a great possibility that there was foul play. If there was no foul play, why announce at 5 p.m. that there is a plane missing? Why take 24 hours to locate a plane which went missing at 10 a.m.? What took you so long? Why is it that you were not even concerned in quickly making sure that you find this plane at all cost? There is a great possibility that there were survivors, but because of time taken, whole night, it's something else. Whole night, it's something else. And also there is an issue. This area had a cell tower close by. And the wreckage was not bent, which means it's very difficult to say the cell phones were no longer working. It's difficult for you to say all the cell phones got damaged. Maybe if it was bent, we could give that conclusion. But this plane was not bent, which makes us very, very skeptical to understand what really happened, because the cell phones, the possibility of these cell phones being on is there. What went wrong? Why is it that out of 9 cell phones, there is none which was functional? Those are questions. So if there was a cell phone which could pick network, it was going to be very easy for them to locate the occupants of this plane. This then gives us questions, and then this then gives us an authority to say there is a great possibility of foul play. This is my own view, and I agree with Padari there on this whole matter. So we do not know what other people might think or what you viewers think or believe, but we can conclude that there is a possibility that there was foul play there, given the political dynamics in Malawi, the power struggles in Malawi, where somebody does not want to leave power. But it is what it is. We'll continue to watch and see. What are your thoughts? What do you think? These are the facts right there. What do you think? Do you think a foul play happened or something else? Let us know.